Men dating younger versus women dating younger.
Ooh, Cougars. The double-edged sword of that just it is.
Well, because he probably knows somebody close to his age ain't gonna deal with his bullshit.
And plus, cheers, ladies.
Welcome to another episode of the Not Your Average Auntie podcast, where we share our views and opinions on various topics. We want to thank everyone who's been tuning in and leaving their comments and providing us with some additional topics to share. We will be taking that feedback, but we would love for you to absolutely subscribe to our channel. It's very important that you subscribe, leave more comments, because that's the only way we're going to help to grow our channel, and we want to grow people. So
yes,
like, subscribe, and comment. So what are we diving into today, ladies? What's the topic today?
Men dating younger versus women dating younger.
Ooh, Cougars.
The double-edged sword of that just in itself. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
So I guess the first thing there is define what you mean by younger, because we're not talking about like pedophile shit. We're talking about like, what's the age?
No, but okay. For a legal aspect where people can legally make a decision on who they date and at what age they choose to date these people.
Yes.
Let's talk about it from that perspective. So
legally,
yes.
Which would be it varies per state.
Yes, because that's another thing. So I recently learned that it was the norm typically for an older man to take on a younger woman as a wife.
Yeah.
Way back when. I don't know all the ins and outs of behind why that was, but when I think about that statement that was made when it was made, I was like, when you think about that, yeah, you did see a lot of older men dating younger women, but now the thing is, it's become a stigma, I guess, for women dating younger men. Like, they get the cougar thing attached to them, and it's like, what's the purpose behind them? But then when you think about the younger women today now dating older women, it's the daddy issue, or they want a sugar daddy and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot. So let's dive in and talk about what you think about.
I've always had an issue with it.
Issue with what? With
the age. Like, I can't date someone my son's age.
Oh,
that's
hell no.
just
That's
I can't do it.
Don't nobody want
I
that?
think the youngest I've ever gone is 5 years, and even that was challenging.
Yeah, I definitely had a range.
But I won't go younger than that, because it doesn't sound right now. I'm a product of, my dad was 19 years older than my mom.
But see, again, that goes back to that time when that kind of was accepted. I mean, and I feel like it's still kind of accepted today, but it was really accepted back then.
I don't know what my daddy was thinking. I love you, Mom, but yeah, a lot going on in that situation.
No, that's a big age difference. And I'm like you, I mean, I'm not on a dating scene, but if I was, there's no way in hell I'm dating someone that I could have burst.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But no shade to you ladies that okay with that. That's you. I'm talking about my opinion. Yeah. It just wouldn't feel right to me, so I wouldn't do that. But shout out to the women, like I said, that can do that. I think that sometimes when men, and just again, my opinion, I think when men date younger women, I think it gives them, it's like a sense of confirmation that they still got it to some degree. Sometimes
when an older man dates a younger woman,
hell yeah,
no,
why not?
That's more of a conquering thing. That ain't got nothing to do with
if you 60 something years old as a man and you could pull,
he's happy as hell. He's getting some attention.
Girl, I don't agree with that. If you 60 something years old as a man and you was able to get a 30-year-old, and not in a sugar daddy capacity, because we know there's some that'll just be like, hey daddy,
I conquered another mountain. That's what that is.
But it also proves to them that they still got it, that you know, they can.
I do think it's a boost in confidence kind of thing for a male to
Because he's able to get somebody that young that's interested in him versus trying to get somebody closer to his age.
Well, because he probably knows somebody close to his age ain't gonna deal with his bullshit.
And plus, plus the younger ones will probably get down on their knees faster with no issues.
Wait a minute.
No. I don't think that.
We know what it is.
I don't think that's the main reason. I do kind of agree with Shira on the.
She said the younger ones is gonna get the sloppy toppy
with no issues on the knees.
Oh, that's what you're getting. Oh,
yes.
I was slow. She meaning them your knees hurt.
Yes.
You can't
okay.
I thought you meant that.
No, I said they're quicker to get down on their knees faster now, with no issues.
Okay. No, you're meaning literally.
Yeah, literally, yes.
I thought you was trying to say these younger girls are like, let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, you mean your knees hurt. That's why you tell the motherfucker stand up. I'm just joking. I don't do them things.
It's crazy because the perception is when the girl is a lot younger and really doesn't have any type of experience. I experienced when my boys were growing up and they were getting into girls. There was this big thing about how girls thought because they was just giving head or getting head that they weren't having no time of sex. Hold on. So to them, if they just did that and didn't actually have the actual sexual intercourse, that they're not really doing anything wrong.
Oh, okay.
And they're getting money out of the deal because a lot of the times the guys buying her stuff.
That was
a big thing for a long time.
And it probably still is.
So
that definitely was a thing.
Performing fellatio on
they felt that wasn't really sex.
On a man, period.
Mm-hmm. They're like that.
No, I understand they don't think that that's sex, but you think that's why the older man's going for the younger woman? Yeah. Because
they ain't got to do too much work. The girl is willing to jump down her knees in a minute.
Got you.
And
okay.
both parties are getting pleasured in however they want to look at it. The girl is getting
physically
gifts or getting money.
Financially her. Okay.
That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I've always looked at it. When I see a guy dating somebody that young. I'm sorry.
Think there's a level of confidence that's being built back up for the male.
Oh, for sure.
Feeling like, I got this. Because if the scenario that you're talking about right now, he's not flaunting that chick around. He's not taking her on dates. He's not taking her to the finer restaurants. But the men who walk with this younger woman on their arm, that's the man who's like, yes, I still got it because look at the catch I got right now.
No, but
that's his arm candy or trophy or pedestal, whatever he sees her as. But it's like I'm gonna rebuttal that.
You'll still see a lot of older guys walking around with young girls, and if they got their friends outside and see him walking with somebody who's a lot younger, to them, he's got it going on. Or
that's exactly why he's doing it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he might even pull some more younger girls.
Exactly.
Sometimes he might because they're checking. But see, it's all a facade because if they're trying to pull the more younger girls, they just looking for that payout. Ain't no look.
They looking for that rep.
We're talking about the man getting a younger woman. Yeah. Now, what about the woman dating the older man?
Well, before we close that out, I just want to say one thing, and with 100% surety. Maybe I shouldn't say 100%. But the bottom line is, I'm sorry. When I was 30, ain't no way I'm dating no 60-year. What the hell? What the fuck am I doing? I ain't even looking at a 40-year-old I'm just not.
Yeah.
I mean, extract the fact that I was already married. Just pretend I wasn't. There's no way I'm looking at someone who's double my age. I'm just not doing that. But what if
you don't even know? Because sometimes look.
Yeah.
Some appearance don't tell you somebody's age.
I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes it does.
The outside appearance does, but not always.
Because
the conversation, the behaviors, how they think and how they move. You look at somebody on the first glance. You gonna tell me you know that man is 60 years old?
Sometimes it's different.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's nothing that I'm looking for in a man that age because my immediate thought is he is going to try to control me and I don't like to be controlled.
Maybe that's not the case.
A lot of them. I don't want to say most, but a lot of them. If they want a relationship.
So you saying
I'm too free
you saying an older man dating a younger woman
Oh, that's
want control
because she's less likely to be with the mouth. She ain't experienced
young
life.
Girls today,
some of them haven't experienced life enough.
It's like that now, but back then, a lot of the times, the guys who were going after they wanted to control them.
They want it's out of control.
And that goes back to back then when a lot of men were
providing.
They were providers. Mm-hmm. And when you think about when people was being paired up and being arrangements was happening, a lot of these arrangements, the age gap was huge. And it was because the woman could be fruitful and multiply still and all that kind of stuff. So it was like,
I don't even want my girls to be dating no older man like that. No. But of course we don't have control over it. But I don't.
I be watching them real close. Be watching you extra close because making sure my daughter good. Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's her decision. But
I ain't doing
I'm gonna look at you side because I never forget. So growing up, I had friends. I always looked like the youngest one out of my friend groups for whatever reason. And I had this one girlfriend who was probably 2 or 3 years younger than me, but she was taller. She was more voluptuous, whatever have you. And she was, if I had to think about, I was 13. She was 11.
Okay.
And this 19-year-old. She was, and her mother was
11 and 19. Nigga.
And when her mother found out, she was like, "What do you want with my daughter?
Exactly.
You're 19 years." And I would ask the same. If my daughter at her age now, and some man 20 years her senior, what do you want with my daughter?
Exactly.
What do y'all actually have in common?
Exactly.
She's still figuring her life out.
11
right now.
is crazy to
me.
But
11 and 19, that's how much.
That's
older
R.
he
Kelly-ish behavior.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's
like,
crazy.
And then you got to think like, even if nothing happened and came to fruition by the time he was 20 something and she was like 15 or whatever, he looking.
Yeah,
that's
you know, he's, to me, an 11-year-old
at 19. You look at 19, and she got the body.
That's just the mere fact that she's 11 and being able to hang around a 19-year-old. Period.
Well, besides that, you was on to you was gonna say something. I think like at 19 years old, as a man, they just trying to get that ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing. Yeah. And listen, that's what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, she was a fast girl. But that still doesn't make it right.
That don't make it right.
So by her being fast, you already know something was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it right. I'm not saying that it makes it right.
No, I'm not saying that neither, no.
So,
what she was saying is like when you're fast like that, that means like something
else happened to her for her to have those.
No girl just comes out being fast. Like,
exactly.
I guess I didn't know her before that age, so I don't know. But either way, it still was inappropriate for him to be talking to her at that age, and her mother questioned, and and the girl was getting an attitude with her mom, of course, because she wanted to be with, So, but
I see what you're saying. Like, so with men going after women, I still stand. I think it's more of a confidence. It's a confidence thing.
Control,
it's control,
manipulation.
It's they may feel like they have more peace because she's less likely to question his thing. She's less likely
because she's all
she's more tuned into. She's had some life experiences. If things show up or appear, that she'll question certain things. Like if certain behaviors happen, let's just say he's a man who's dating multiple people. She's more like an older woman is more likely to question the behavior.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. Well, you hope some of y'all slow, but. I ain't shit.
No, because there's women at times don't care about that because she's probably doing her own thing.
It goes back to people dating the same type of dude and expecting different results. So
exactly, that's what I was exactly. So some of y'all, this is the one, and then it's like the same behaviors that you ain't. It's like, lady, what are you doing? But to your point, if you're younger, you haven't experienced life enough, so you really don't know. And sometimes I think as young women, it's appealing because maybe he do have it all together, and their peers don't have it all together.
That's another thing that showed up in something I was reading, that this man like has it together, good, maybe a good job, own home,
good car,
he can provide
all those things.
Yeah, he can provide for
she's
her.
not on the struggle bus, and she's like, hey, maybe I'm in my 20s or something, and he's in his late 30s, and
she said late 30s.
No, I got because you
got to be a significant age difference.
It's got to be a significant age difference, and so he's in his late 30s. He already, even though it's hard to say, because nowadays these late 30s men in these late 30s, they out there popping it, and they don't give a damn. They don't want lockdown. What? What?
They don't.
My Rolodex. They trying to get you know. But let's just for argument's sake, if he is in his late 30s or early 40s, he's already ran. That sounds he's ran through, but he already
pretty much.
He lived his life. So now she's 25, 26 in her prime.
Yep.
She wants, because she's watching social media, and she wants to be flued out. She wants to go on the travel. I want to be on the beach too. Take me. I want to flaunt because she don't got no kids. Right? So now she got her banging body. The bitch has been in Pilates. She's doing her thing. She's like, popping her shit. And she's like, ooh, I want a Van Cleef, bracelet. Ooh, I want Cardi. And he can provide he can that. And meanwhile, her ex-boyfriend was 28. He's like, damn, I was just working at Amazon and this bitch dumped me. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm trying to get I
took her to Cheesecake Factory. Shit, that wasn't enough.
You know what I'm saying? No, for real talk. Yeah. Real talk. I took her to cheese. It wasn't enough. No, because she went to Nobu. Right. And she was, they came out and they didn't clean off the table with the thing. And she thought, oh my goodness, they don't do it in cheesecake, you know? So now she's going to, when he shows her all those things, and she's posting on Instagram, posting on TikTok. Yeah. All her friends like, girl, and she done got the, the Bottega earrings and the lubes and whatever. You don't think she gonna drop to her knees when he want? Yeah, she gonna do that, because now now he's feeling good because she looks beautiful. She's like, oh, daddy, I need my facials and I need this, and he's like, whatever, because it ain't nothing for him.
Yeah.
I said all. Yep.
But let me ask you something. Are we?
I always be painting a story. I don't know what's wrong
with it's okay. You got to paint a story because that's your vision of what you see, and that's what I was gonna go at. Like, so do you think that this is only in a scenario where somebody is the male is well paid off? I can see older men have very stable financial life or whatever, still grabbing that young mommy or whatever, but he don't really have it all together. So there's something else to be said why she's gravitating towards this older man.
There's always the gift of gab.
That's what sometimes they talk a good game, and she hasn't lived life enough or experienced the burn yet to decipher the bullshit in that gift to gab. Because remember, he's got years of perfecting that. Yes. So now when she hears it, right, and meanwhile he's sitting back like I told her that
she's oh my god.
She's like,
he's doing something that's never been done before, whether it's financial or not. He's doing something that's never been done before.
And even in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because he's got experience.
Right.
Yes. So that
he's showing her something she's never seen before.
Helps. And this is why for the ones that are not the gold diggers, for the ones that are like, oh my gosh, like I really love him. So I, and listen.
And I think that could be a real, I mean, I still probably wouldn't want my child to date somebody that much older than her, but that could be a real true love story. They could really, really be in love with each other.
Okay, I got to play devil's advocate because
Okay.
So, and I just said I went with my girls. Then, what if he had no kids?
Right.
Because the kids add an extra element, right? A layer of
or even complexity. If he did, that means she don't have to. But go ahead, finish with your scenario.
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
She may not want kids, so that's fulfilled for him already.
Okay. But let's say he didn't.
Damn, that's kind of twisted. But go ahead.
What sometimes women that don't want kids.
No, I know that.
Yeah. So, what if he had no kids and he was trying to find the perfect person, it didn't pan out, and now he's found her, and he actually falls in love. This is not maybe it started out as a conquer, beat my chest, but then it was like, damn, shorty, I'm digging her, right? Because she's
with a stripper.
She's not a.
You messing up her scenario here.
But they found love.
Yeah.
Now, what if one of your daughters, no kids, he loves her.
Okay.
He's 40.
He gotta prove it to me.
He's 40. I'm gonna make it hard
to me.
And I'm gonna answer the same question. So our girl's about to be 30. We're gonna take the older, not the younger. Because the younger I can't even. Right. So they're gonna take our girl's about to be 30. Right. So now they meet a man. He is 45. Now.
And he's got everything going on. The only issue that you have with him is the age.
You know what? I'm kind of struggling. I don't know. 15 years. Do you still think a man 45 and 30 to me sometimes is not that far apart in the grand scheme of things when you think about, because it goes back to the thought process of men and women sometimes too, and I hate to say that, but it is to me. I feel like she pretty much at this age knows what she wants. If she was 20 and he was 35, I look at it differently. But 30 and 45, to me, I know it's still 15 years. It's still 15 years, but mentally, the age gap shrinks to me, not numbers. So yes, so her being 20 and him being 35 to me is different than her being 30 and him being 45, because she's lived a little bit now too at 30, and now she's starting to know who she is and what she wants, and she's not going to fall for any and every little thing.
Yes.
So to me, mentally, it's not 15 years. The number says 15 years on either end of those spectrums, but mentally and emotionally, I don't know. I'm
looking at it as long as he's not trying to control her, he allows her to be her.
And being 30, hopefully, because we know you got those few that don't, but hopefully you know yourself well enough to recognize those things and don't fall into that trap. Exactly. That's why I'm saying how I'm like on the fence between 30 and 45 versus 20 and 35. Because
he's lived a lot more and she's just
He may have lived a lot more, but she at 30, because 20 at 35, he lived a lot more than her at 20, yeah.
So at 30, she's probably just hitting her prime where she's got everything going for her, career's jumping off.
Possibly,
and as long as he's not trying to control any of that, he's allowing her to live her life. Yeah. But they can still commingle and love each other. Yeah.
I may be okay with that, but I'm still gonna watch with a side eye. I'm still gonna watch.
Oh, I'm gonna show him my glut. I'm gonna let him know.
You don't know? You still don't know?
So there's two things. It wouldn't even matter what I think because she's gonna do it. They're grown,
but you're still gonna have your feelings.
Yeah. But I just would feel like, what is wrong with you, dude, that you couldn't find somebody your age?
Yeah.
Because so maybe you made mistakes. Yeah. Possibly with other loves that just didn't pan out for whatever you learned, and now you're like, you know what, I learned, and now I'm gonna give my all to this person, to my daughter or whatever, and you absolutely love her. Like, I mean, I would have to ultimately accept it because that's what she wants. Right. But I just don't know. It's like, he's 45. I'm like 3 years old.
He's a what? No,
sorry.
I guess I would respect it because that's what she wants, and I'm not gonna mess her up or anything like that. But when I think about it, it's like, dude, you 3 years, I'm 3 years older than you. Like, what could you see in a 30-year-old besides, it's her being, beautiful and a good time,
So
if she has kids, it's like, let's fast forward. Now she's, she done banged out two, 3 kids by 35. You 50, you running around them damn kids. At 50?
At 50 years old, you got some good-looking 50s.
If he got it together, if he got it together and he takes care of himself and he can do it, maybe he can do it.
Your husband is the perfect example.
Yeah, but he ain't screwing no 30-year-old.
No, but he still look out.
He could run around with some
right now. We're talking about the fact
he could run with them younger cats if he wanted to, but it's
he
like,
could put them in their place.
But because he's athletic and he keeps himself looking good, so I understand all of that. But I would still question, like, first of all, which is funny, he ain't even here. I wonder what he would think of a 40. I'm gonna ask him what he would think of 45.
You know what he ain't gonna do? He gonna kiss his teeth.
He ain't gonna like it.
He ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna be like, nigga.
Listen, I definitely would question. I would say this. You should definitely question the motives behind it. But who's not to say that they just happen to have found their person? It's just their 15-year age difference. Now,
I personally,
granted, if Mofo was 50, 55, what can
so you're saying the 15 years is a cutoff?
It's
15 is still kind of pushing it for me.
Yeah, but I'm saying the only reason why I could kind of get okay with it is because I feel
I understand
at 30,
it's a different mindset.
It's a different mindset.
I understand that.
I can get comfortable with that, but I don't know if I can go beyond that big of an age gap, because
10 is my limit. I won't.
So that's what I was going to ask. What's the limit? What's interesting is that in other cultures now, and I don't even know if I should say this, if it's an accurate statement, but I do know in other cultures, like, it's not a big thing.
No,
like,
it's not.
It's perfectly fine.
Especially
historically, that's normal.
Yeah.
It's not abnormal.
But it's not normal for a woman to date younger. Because you have a lot of that now. You got women in their 40s and 50s dating 25 and 30-years, and I'm like,
because
what could you
I think
possibly...
they're talking about Madonna right now.
What's she doing?
Another? She got like a 24-year-old or something like that.
Madonna said, I ain't no virgin, baby. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah, there's somebody else they're talking about dating super young.
What about your son dating someone your age?
I still have a problem with that. And let me tell you why. I still have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going back to when he was in his, I think he was like 22 or 3 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe 22, 23. He was dating a 27-year-old.
Okay.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's not a big
Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you said 22.
He was 5 years older. Yeah, okay. Almost 5 years older.
Okay.
She wanted to have kids. He wasn't ready for that.
Young. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, the age gap wasn't the thing for me. Mm-hmm. It was what she was ready for in life that I knew he wasn't.
Because they were in two different places. Yeah,
they were two different places. Mm-hmm. And I didn't. Again, you can't tell him what to do, right? But I did. I questioned him. I said, "Are you sure you're ready to date somebody of this age?"
Right.
Because she's talking about things that you're not even entertaining or even thinking about right now. Mm-hmm. And you put yourself in a position that either you're going to have to fulfill that need or what, I don't know what will happen, but are you ready to fulfill that need?
Yeah.
Ask yourself that.
And you talking 5 years.
And that's only a 5-year gap. But because that's the other thing about women and men, the age difference, right? Mm-hmm. Older women, when they reach a certain age and they're dating a younger man and they know they want certain things in life, children, financial stability, all this kind of stuff. Are you prepared to give that to that woman? And a lot of young men go after older women intentionally
because they want the experience.
I think they're attracted to older women, legitimately.
CJ dated somebody that was my age.
No, I know one that was my age.
Yeah. I had a problem with it.
I never met her, but I knew that she was my age. And
now she had already had her kids. Her son was his age.
She already had kids.
But she was still in a position where if something happened, she could have another baby. And I'm like...
Now, did he want kids?
No, he didn't want babies at the time.
Okay.
In that situation, the both of them knew what that was.
Yeah. Because you have that situation, too, where younger men date older women who they desire to have kids, and sometimes it's a challenge for the older woman to produce that for them.
Yeah.
And they give them passes.
I'm happy to say both of them do not have kids yet.
They give these men passes to go out and make a child with somebody else because they can't fulfill that need.
Yeah.
Because you chose to date a younger man.
I just think even as a woman, like I said, I don't see the attraction to dating younger.
No.
Okay, let's frame it up. Dating, that's one word. To having a relationship with a younger man, because I think dating piece, if I still wouldn't do it, but there's women like, I'm just having fun. Okay, fine. But to have a relationship, there's we have nothing in common, dude. There's nothing that I'm going to talk to you about. There's nothing.
No, some of them are pretty mature for their age, but still I can't.
I wouldn't even let it get that far for me to find out.
The only person I've ever been, I've only been with 2 people that's been older than me, and that's my kid's father and one other person. Everyone else has been younger than me.
Yeah, now I won't. If you're not at least my age.
I am not a cougar because I have a limit. They can't go past a certain age range.
What's the definition of a cougar?
I don't know. What
10 and plus years
10,
younger.
10 plus years? I don't do 10 years.
To me.
No.
But what's the definition?
Let's look
it up. Let's look it up.
Let me look it up. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
But I do have a 5-year range up or down.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
And that is still now 5 is too young. Now I'm looking at you got to be at least 50. I won't do nobody in their 40s.
Older than you?
No, to be younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a yeah. I don't know.
Because you got brothers out here right now that are even under 50. They're still trying to run the streets and get their roster going, and I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. But because if you're going to have a roster, that means I'm having one too. Look at
Usher. All his relationships, these women have been older than him. Every relationship that we've seen him in, except for Chili.
Yeah. You heard that thing about Neo, talking about he can have as much.
Oh, my goodness.
He can have as many women as he can support.
But they all agree to it.
Yeah.
Okay. A cougar is typically defined as a woman who is dating a younger man with a significant age difference between them. The exact age gap can vary depending on context, but generally the man is at least 8 to 10 years younger.
So I'm not a cougar.
Than the woman for the relationship to be considered a cougar.
I'm not.
Okay, all right.
I won't say that I have not dated somebody more than 5 years younger than me, but I was younger too, so much younger.
I did that one time, 7 years, that was strictly just.
We were in a relationship, but it was after that I was like, never again.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I have a question. What is the allure? What is the attraction for women to date men that are like 20 years, 10 years younger than?
It's got to be the physical attraction.
I think it's the physical attraction. I think it's the pursuit. I think it's how he's pursuing her.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's telling her or giving her the things that she want and need and desire. Like he's fulfilling the needs. Whether sexual could be one thing, but I feel like there's other things that he's able to step up to the plate to do, and just she's entertaining him for those things because the age doesn't dictate how he behaves as a man. He's doing the things that she sees a man should be doing at any age regardless, that wants to be with a woman of her age.
I've been a firm believer in this, and I'm still saying it to this day. A woman knows within the first 3 minutes of meeting a man whether she wants to fuck him, befriend him, or don't want to have nothing to do with him. Because it all starts with physical attraction. There's got to be some type of chemistry there for it to go to the next step and you wanting to hear what comes out his mouth. You telling me there's never been I know you haven't, because Richard is the apple of your eye and you've never had this feeling since him. But you've never bumped into somebody or met somebody and looked at them and that there was just something drawing you to even wanting to say hi to that person. You want to
go for a test drive? That makes you want to go for a test drive?
You've never looked at anybody and felt that way, even before Richard, or that the chemistry was just there. It was like overwhelming and you couldn't understand why it was like that.
You mean like a sexual chemistry?
Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, when stuff like that happens, it starts, well, depending on what your aim is usually sexual and physical. At least with that age gap.
I think physical attraction is on both sides. Like, they catch your eye,
yeah.
Right? But to say that you want to fuck them right out the gate, or you want to
But this is, we're talking, look at the big age gap. If a woman is looking for a guy that young, 9 times out of 10...
Who says she's looking, though?
No, she may not be looking, but I'm saying for a woman to date somebody that young... she's not looking to have a relationship. She's looking to get her salad sauce.
I often think... Come on! I think my personal opinion is this, that a younger man dating a younger woman is in pursuit of those younger women. They're focused on dating younger women. I don't think older woman dating a younger man, I don't think that's her pursuit or that's her goal. I think that's just something that happens to fall into her lap. Like, because...
No.
You think I'm
nah.
Well,
when
I don't
know.
I'm not at these relationships.
I won't necessarily say pursuing,
reason.
but if like right now, you got a lot of young guys who are purposely going after older women, like Shakira mentioned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if they decide to, 9 times out of 10, they're not looking to have a relationship. They're looking to have some fun. That's it. No more than that. Now, there have been some situations where the women do fall in love. Because
they both got to fall in love.
Yeah,
but to become a relationship. Or
I want to say about 70% of them, they're not looking for love. They're looking to get their back blown out. That bottom line.
The woman?
Yes, the woman.
Huh.
He's getting the experience. She's teaching him.
You mean the older woman with a younger man?
Yes. Yes. She's looking to get her backbone. Because a lot of them now, they packing.
How you know? You've been inspecting?
I've heard no. I have some friends.
She got some serious intel here. So.
I do have serious, because if you can see the bulge, I've had
no. So let's cut that out. Let's cut that out because that don't mean shit. First of all,
but it doesn't mean shit, and that's why they're going over because they want the experience.
So here's my take: let them have it. Have your experience. Mm-hmm. Do whatever. At the end of the day, do what makes you feel like you have the love of your life or the time you're having. I guess as long as you're not hurting nobody. Yeah.
It almost sounds as if you feel like a woman shouldn't be having fun.
No. I never said that. I never said that. I'm saying go out. I'm one that will never say that. I'm saying go out, have your fun. Mm-hmm. If you're a woman that can separate the emotional, and there's definitely women that can do that. Uh-huh. So I think they're far few between. Yeah. But I think they get called
women, certain things for doing that.
Yeah, because separate the emotion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but they don't get the same. They get flack for that. Where a man is okay for a man to have no emotion or no attachment to anybody.
But they're women that definitely operate in that way.
They get looked at in a negative way.
Yeah. But if you can have your fun and do it, and you're not hurting anybody, then rock on. Go do your business. Mm-hmm. I think, and I guess if we apply that same mentality for men that date younger, then it is what it is.
So would you say today? Because I know the topic probably span over different time frames. But so do you think today that it's more acceptable for older women to date younger men?
Yeah, today versus back then.
Yeah.
She still gets talked about.
She still gets talked about, but
not as much.
Yeah.
No,
not as much.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is Drea. She done bagged a basketball player,
had a baby and everything,
and they dragged her ass.
Yeah, but he's from what I've seen, he's been like he's not letting that stuff affect him.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but in terms of just saying
what they did with her,
the dragging of it, like they dragged her
But here's the funny thing when you say that. So go back to the Usher situation. Okay, Usher date older women. That's right. Married older women.
That's right.
You didn't hear anything about those older women.
Because you didn't know they dragged the women.
Which one? All of them for dating Usher. First one, only one I felt like they dated was the one he had the kids with.
They dragged her because they were saying that she's not pretty, which is not right.
That's not right. So
but you see how they try
But they're dragging on looks. I'm talking about. So they're dragging Drea, one, for being an older woman, and plus having a child with a basketball player. So they're probably looking at her from the gold digger perspective, right?
But no, I wouldn't even say they tried that.
I know, but she got her own business. But I'm saying, but they those are the things they attach.
Her money may not be as his money, but she still make money.
But those are the things that get attached. Where you look at Usher on the other end, he's a man, a celebrity man, dating an older woman. Them older women not getting the same back. They may have gotten some backlash, but not the same that she got.
You got to look at it this way.
I don't think so. Except for maybe one of them. I don't think they got the same. Maybe I just didn't hear it. I feel like it was not the same level of backlash because now it's a celebrity younger man dating a non-celebrity older woman.
At this point, it's not going to matter the man, no matter if they're older or younger, pursuing an older woman or a younger woman. They're always going to be looked at like there's nothing wrong with that because that's what men are supposed to do. The woman in the situation, whether she's young is she's got daddy issues. If she decides to date somebody,
that's the first
or
thing they
if you're dating, you're older dating younger, you robbing the cradle, you dating somebody your son's age. If you did have children, something is wrong with you. There's always gonna be looked at like the woman. Something is wrong with her.
I do wonder,
but there's nothing wrong with the man when he does it.
I do wonder how that affects the kids. Like I can't imagine bringing someone home my kid's age and expected them to just welcome this person with open arms. Like,
that's never gonna happen.
No.
I wouldn't say never. I just can't imagine.
They're gonna be looking at you like something wrong with you.
I would look at. I don't blame them. I wouldn't blame them. But there's people that obviously it's working for. So I don't know. I had a list of things that's contributing to the factors or the shifts of the women dating younger as being more acceptable. They say, the empowerment of women. Women have become more financially independent and empowered, leading to a greater sense of freedom in their personal choices, including who to date. So they're not dependent on a man to date a man because they're not dependent on him to provide, right?
Right.
And so, I got a thing for that.
Okay.
because they're 9 times out of 10 now, you got women who are the breadwinners. They're stepping into that masculine role where now they have that same mentality like a man would. I'm bringing home the bread. I'm paying all the bills. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm allowed to do what the hell I want to do. So if I want to date somebody younger, if I want to date somebody younger, if I want to just play the field, I can do that because I'm my own woman. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. They have the choice,
right? So the other one is societal attitudes. Societal attitudes towards gender roles and age differences have become more flexible, allowing for a wider range of relationships. Media representation. You're starting to see a lot of it more. And, people want to do what the people are doing out there on the socials, whether it's real or fake. Online dating. Like, you're opening your...
Well, that opens up a whole...
It opens up options, right?
For you, right?
No, it don't.
No, it does. Because because you... Think about it. Before, in our day, does that sound crazy?
You only went to certain things where people in your age group went to, or did.
So that, or if you had, Mr. Charles was looking at your ass, you walking down the street, you like, hey there, little lady, and you like, hi, Mr. Charles, down like, Mr. Charles, stop looking at me, So, but my point is, it was in proximity. Versus online dating opens it up for more options. So what's the other?
They talk about shared interests. So age is just a number, and people of all ages can find shared interests and passions, and you all find a little bit of that, and as that. In some cases,
I think the only
it's in some cases, not in a lot of cases, because there's still an element of people having to grow and understand, like. What my experience is now versus what a 20-year-old experience is right now is different.
It's different.
I know.
It's different. I'm not in the. I didn't raise my kids. I'm not trying to raise or help somebody else learn something. You got to come to the table with the knowledge.
I don't want nobody wet behind the ears and still producing or helping me produce breast milk. I can't. I can't.
No, I get, and that is the thing. I have a friend who. She was like, I can't date nobody. Well, it's not even just the person being younger, because she did date somebody younger. But then it's a matter of, he's just starting his entrepreneurial journey. I'm already in it. Yeah. And she was like, I just don't have.
I have financial stability that he's like, trying to build, right?
So. She was like, I don't have the drive. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. Yeah. And there's some women that
I think your emotional levels are different.
Yeah.
And women are experiencing things that they just not going to get. Talk about the damn menopause and shit. And wanting to be bothered and all that kind of stuff. How you going to tell somebody 20 years younger than you that don't touch me tonight? They not hearing that shit.
Well, some 40-years don't want to hear that shit either.
No, but saying. But
I get what you're saying.
Right.
And even, so that's,
Yeah, so that financial stability is like, I mean, I'm not saying a 20-year-old may not be financially stable, but if they're not, a woman who is, they're not going to want to wait for you to get there.
Even the ones, but
there's 20-year-olds that's getting the bag.
I've always, even with my nephews, and this is something that I always told my boys, you shouldn't even be thinking about marriage until you're at least in your early 30s. Anything before that, your only job in life is to eat, sleep, fuck, and save money.
That's it. You, Kira.
No,
Kira's a prime example of somebody who could get married.
I'm not talking about women.
20s.
I'm talking about guys in general.
But her husband was in his 20s too. I'm saying that.
But that's one example. The norm is they're not mentally stable enough.
I don't know, Joseph. There's some people who are. There's some people who come. Depends on how they're raised. It depends on how they're raised, their upbringing, their values. And some people definitely have goals. They have timelines on those goals. They're going to meet them at every level. And some of that comes with being married and starting a family at a younger age.
That was when we were younger. That's not the norm now.
It depends on the household.
That's why you have high divorce rates. No, because
you have high divorce rates because niggas don't know how to communicate.
They don't know how to communicate, and they weren't ready. They were not mentally ready to be with someone else.
There's plenty of people who have been married and had ups and downs in their relationships, and they chose to ride it out. being ready and willing to fight and give up are totally different things.
I think so too, because you could be ready. To your point, you could be ready
and still
the shit don't work out.
So you're telling me that you would have been all right with your daughter getting married at 20 years old or 19 years old?
I got married that young.
I know you got married. That was back then. We're talking about now.
Here's
and
what I'm
this
saying.
time
If she found somebody,
possible.
if she found somebody that she loved and they loved each other and they were building something together, then go for it.
Yeah.
You know, so here's my thing. I'm not going to control my kids in that sense of who they should be with or not. So all I'm saying is you asked the question, I'm giving you the answer. If she found someone, she loved them, they loved each other, it was a mutual, they were willing to build, they're both ambitious, they're going to grow together and do stuff, then go for it.
My cousin, the same thing. My cousin and her husband, they've been together since they were in high school. 4 kids. Was it easy? Hell no. But you know what? They chose. We talked about this. They chose each other, and they continue to choose each other.
And I'm happy with that.
Possible.
I'm glad it happened.
And they're like 20, at least 20 years younger than me. So it's possible.
I'm not saying that it's not possible, but norm is, and my opinion is, girl or boy, they should not be settling down until they've lived their life just a little bit. And for boys, is just a little different because they're supposed to be providers. They can't be that if they're still got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out, wanting to do this now. They may have the money, but mentally they haven't experienced life yet. They haven't.
So you saying go out and sling your
dangling
around?
Okay, so you
Coming to America is the perfect example where he was trying to set his son up for a marriage that he wasn't ready for. He wanted to choose his own woman. He wanted to live life just a little bit.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to say this. I think it all is contingent upon the individual.
Yes.
And their maturity level.
Their upbringing.
The goals that they have, the values that they have, and what they've done up until that point to experience life. Because there's some people that could be 30 years old and went through a shit ton of things that someone who's 40 never experienced.
So and I get
life,
that.
Their experience is different. You know, same thing. There could be someone who's 19. I feel like my 18 and 19 years, the stuff that I went through, there's people that in their 20s
still haven't experienced it yet. And I get it.
It's different. So for me, that's why I hear what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I want you to understand. I understand where you're going with it. I just don't necessarily agree 100% because I don't think there should be a time frame for someone to get married. I think it needs to be
needs to work
based
for
on
them.
What works for them and their experience. So I don't think there should be a number put on that.
Okay.
That's just my take.
I think I get what you're saying from a perspective of a successful marriage, of what it takes to have a successful marriage, and there's lots of variables to that too. But I don't think there should be a number either or a time frame. And to me, I feel like a lot of individuals are doing that today. Everything they're trying to schedule their whole life,
and that's
it's like I need to
by this
go to school by this time. I need to have this degree by this time.
Realistic.
I need to be married by this time. I need to have kids by this time. And to me, it's like why are you putting that kind of pressure on yourself? And then when the shit don't happen, what do? You set yourself up for disappointment and failure. Like, live life and let things happen. No, yes, some planning has to be involved, and some structure has to be involved. But at the same time, live and enjoy life. Yeah. So, with that being said, I think, like, listen, I don't have no problem one way or the other. Date who you want to date, and young, old, up or down, or whatever it is. If they're making you happy and you're happy and there's no harm involved and nobody's trying to manipulate and control you, go for it.
That's true. And same thing goes with on the flip side, because I often will say, and I've said this to my girls, like, you don't ever want the man to control you. You want to make sure you have your own voice in a relationship.
Exactly.
And they respect it.
And they respect it.
And they respect it, right? But at the same time, even with the boys, I want them to be, you have your voice too. Because sometimes you get these women that are very controlling. And they're like, you do this and do this and do this. And it's like, hang on a second, she needs to respect. There needs to be a mutual respect in the relationship.
Exactly.
And conversations. And so, I mean, look, we just went off the damn topic. Now, what's the next shit that any other Very important. We just went on a tangent.
It went down to so the last thing was a mutual respect. Based on mutual respect and understanding, age gap relationships can be incredibly fulfilling. Because it goes back to what you thought we went off the topic, but clearly we did. It's the mutual respect.
You said it can be fulfilling? How?
It can be if you. I just explained to you. Let me just say it again. Mutual respect. Yeah. When based on mutual respect and understanding, age gap relationships can be incredibly fulfilling.
Now I'm gonna take it back. to
fulfilling and pleasure.
No, it doesn't.
There's no convincing this one here.
No, it's not.
No. But
because I know differently now. It's not how I was when we were growing up. The age situation now and the times dictates that your mindset to change just a little bit. And if I had known then what I know now, it'd be different.
Okay, time out. I just want to call something out. Mm-hmm. You just agreed to a scenario about 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
When I said the girl was 30, he's 45. And you was like, oh, and
I said, but I still wasn't.
You said
15 years is still too much. 10 is the gap.
We'll rewind the tape. You know we'll rewind the tape.
Go ahead and rewind the tape. I've always said 10 was my gap. 15 years.
But no, to that scenario, you was like,
Yeah,
and then you went on and said 10 years is my gap.
Yeah, 10.
My
me personally, 10 is my cutoff.
But you going back to fulfilling.
Yes.
In that scenario that I painted, they could have a fulfilling love life.
Yes.
Okay.
Based on what the story that you came out with, and we were going back and forth. I was just throwing monkey wrenches in the scenario,
which is fine. So it could be fulfilling. Listen, all right. So what's your so now?
Don't be rewinding no tapes.
You know I'm rewinding your ass.
With your damn
what
receipts.
I just say, I feel like. I feel like now that it's not such a taboo thing, or as much of a taboo thing, I should say, for an older woman to date a younger man, I think it's a almost on an even kill now for it, because I didn't feel like women should have been looked at negatively for dating younger, while it was okay for a man to date younger. It's like if you choose who you love and love who you choose.
So now, if your son was dating somebody your age, you wouldn't have an issue with it.
My age? At my son's age right now, I would question it. Yes, that's 20-year gap.
Same difference with the man or woman. So I have a thing. I want to throw another monkey wrench. So some men.
Yeah.
Okay. So you may have a 35-year-old man.
Okay.
That's like, you know what? I'm gonna go for the 45-year-old. Okay. Your 10-year gap. Okay. Because she's decisive. She knows what she wants. These young girls don't know nothing. They ain't okay with Cheesecake Factory. Mind you, maybe he works, maybe he's just a bus driver. Okay. Or maybe he just works for the post office. But he's 35 years old. Let's just paint it. I gotta paint it. He's 35 years old. He works for the post office, but he's got 2 investment properties. She don't know, he's doing well. He's doing all right. 45, and he's like, these young girls don't even, they bitch about the cheesecake. So now the older women, they're more decisive. They're better communicators, some of them. Yes. Right? So sometimes that attraction of a younger man to an older woman is like, they don't have to deal with the bullshit. And
that's only going to work.
Because he got his stuff going on already. Same scenario. He's not trying to teach nobody and train nobody. He want to come with somebody who already knows.
Right. But the issue is here, the only thing that would dampen that whole situation is if he wants kids and she don't.
She can still have kids bust out at 45. Look at these girls, these men.
The caveat would be if she don't want children.
Exactly. If she don't want kids, it's going to be a problem, because now he's at that age.
That's a conversation.
Where I said mid-30s, where he's ready to settle down, and he's
not
picking
the 45-year-old for him. He got to go find his other 45-year-old who want to have kids. She's not it. Yeah. That's it. To me,
I just said the situation would not work if she doesn't want kids, because he's ready for it.
But it's not the situation of him dating older is not going to work. It's the decision of him not dating that individual is not going to work. Him dating older is going to work. He's got to find his 45-year-old that want to have children.
That woman wants kids.
He'll find the one that want to have kids.
But if he didn't already fell in love with the bitch, then what happens?
Then that's the choice he got to make. Do I sacrifice not having kids?
Adoption.
Or do I adopt? No, she don't want kids.
She don't want kids.
She don't want kids. He got to decide.
You got to figure that out.
Are you going to sacrifice not having kids, or are you going to dump her?
Or are you going to, So
I don't,
But those are adult conversations. And he's clearly, the scenario you painted of this gentleman, he got it going on. He know what he want in life. and he knows he's not trying to deal with these young ladies who don't have the same mentality, because the same scenario could be that he finds a woman his age, who has all the same characteristics of that older woman,
and they exist. They exist.
Right.
He just didn't find her.
Right. Exactly. So, and that's why granted, I do not want a huge age gap. I wouldn't date a huge age gap. I would hope for my kids to not date a huge age gap. But the reality is where people are at in their life.
Yes.
That those
correct.
numbers.
I think that's a great way to sum it up.
Those numbers don't really sometimes mean anything.
I agree. On that note, date who you want.
Yes.
Love who you want.
Yes.
Have your fun. Live your life.
Yes.
Just don't hurt nobody.
Just wait until you're in your 30s to do it.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Don't listen to Joe.
Listen to me. I'm speaking wisdom here.
She's speaking from her own personal experience.
No, not just from my personal experience.
Or those that she
or borrowed experiences from other women that have been scorned.
Cheers, ladies.